welcome back to Melbourne. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, beautiful sunny day, nice fluffy clouds in the sky and the sun was beating down. Today, dark, dank and dreary. I mean, we're in autumn, so we should expect these sorts of weathers, but yeah, took a day off today, and what I'm going to do is crack on with some of the drainage. So as you'll have seen in some of the other videos, this area suffers badly with standing water in winter, and as you can see here, I mean, we're just coming into autumn, and this area just collects and holds water and turns to absolute slop. So I've done a lot of work over summer regrading this, trying to smooth it out as best I can, but it's that usual thing, you start driving plant over it and it doesn't take long to get an uneven surface, as you can see now. Plus the amount of wood and waste that gets dropped on here, it all acts like a sponge. So what I want to do eventually basically is put a drainage system in from close to where those steps are over there, all the way along the front of the storage bays and into this area. But what I'm going to do to start with is put this section of drainage in today. So I've got a large pit that I'm going to put in there. It's a bit of an overkill pit for this particular section of drainage, but my expectation is that I'll actually tie the drainage pipe from over there into it as well. Plus it does seem to be a section that gets a lot of water, so big pit in there. The long straight pipe that's running along the front there is going to be corrugated French drain, so I'll have that feeding back into the pit, and then a solid pipe coming out from the pit, so 45-degree bend, and then heading out and discharging over the edge here. So 100 milli pipe. Okay, so I've come in with the tamper, backfilled the hole a little bit, whacked it down to try and sort of get it level, and as you can see I'm still, it's at 100 mil, maybe even more. So I'll continue to add dirt and raise this up. Now I think that's going to be getting pretty close. I'll be happy with that as a level, just slightly below our point, so this will always drain to this. What I need to do now is a bit of fine tuning with the base, just make sure that when the pit sits on that it's all level. Okay, so been along here, use this piece of timber as a straight edge and kind of smoothed out any of the bumps. So we've got a pretty good gradual fall all the way through this trench now. And if you can see the mark there, that's where the bottom of the pipe will be. Now what I've decided to do is actually take the take the outlet pipe off from this side. So I'm actually going to bring it out and then head it across in that direction, as you can sort of see where the tape measure is. Okay, so I've just been out to the local hardware place, got myself some 20mm screenings. So this is free from any fines, so that'll be good. I'll need a few more of those, but this will give me a good start anyway. So what I'm going to do now, get the drain mat in, get the Aggie pipe in, get some stones put around the Aggie pipe, and ultimately once I've built up that, I'll then bring the matting back over the top of the stones and kind of seal the stones and the Aggie pipe in the matting, try and stop any mud and soil getting into the pipe and blocking it. So let's make a start on that. Let's get that going and see how I get on. With this, I'll just make do with what I've got here. Bring in the big black snake. Okay, so what I'm going to do, get a few bucket loads of gravel on and around this pipe, sort of get it pinned down, get the spirit level on it and just make sure there's no high spots. Get it pinned down and then put that layer of cloth, lay that over the top and then continue the backfill of stones. So in and around the pipe I'll be keeping the area, the stones clean by having 2 layers of cloth, but on top of that I'll only be having the stones. Right, let's start this backfill. What I've got there, the top layer of geofab is sort of tucked in on the sides where I can. What I'll do is I'll continue down to the end there, bringing in buckets of gravel, and then complete that section, and then I'll actually get the excavator and start backfilling this with the stone out the trailer. Okay, so I've been busy. As you can see, backfilled in and around the pit, and a bit strange that I've sort of backfilled where the hole is there without the pipe, but what I wanted to do was not sort of backfill on 2 sides or 3 sides and then find that the pit actually slid out the way, so I decided to backfill all the way around, and as I'm compacting, hopefully then the pit stays in the right spot. You can see I also put some more geofab down over the top of those stones just in this area, and yeah, backfilled with some clay on top and packed that in, so that's holding that pit in quite nicely, and hopefully that geofab will be stopping any of that soil washing down into the stones. Partly backfilled the gravel, as you can see. And so the job now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of this soil out of the way, because obviously none of that's going back in the hole. So I'll pull that out of the way. Might have to swap the bucket and put the mud bucket on, so I can move some of this quickly. Next load of stone, and she goes. Right, so now get the digging bucket back on the trenching bucket back on the excavator, and let's mark where this trench is going to be, and let's get that trench dug and the pipe in place. It's now 3 o'clock. I'm not sure if I'll get that done today. Let's have a go. I'll get the spray paint out, get the car out of the way, trenching bucket back on, and we'll get into this. See how we get on. Okay, so remarked out the hole, the orange line there. That's a 45-degree elbow coming out there, which I have. I'll mark that out, so we'll get this trench dug now and see how we go. I've got some pipe at the top of the hill. I'll get into the pipe and bring it down once I've got this trench dug. Quarters of an hour later after I started, put a trench in there, poking out nicely into that hole. It's got a good slope all the way down. Basically the slope I've got is the bubble in the spirit level is all the way to one edge. Right, so now I'm going to go get the pipe. I've got the glue already, so I need the pipe and a saw to cut the saw. I need a saw to cut the pipe, and then we'll get this back filled. Time to put the pipes in now. I've brought a couple of the pipes down from over the top of the hill. So I have checked the grade, it's got a good slope on it. So we'll start the process of getting these pipes in. So come out of the box 45 straight down to the end, and then like I said, I'll put a kick in the pipe at the end and just sort of bring it out a little bit more square to the hill, or perpendicular to the hill. What I'm going to do with this one, where it flares out, I'll do that with a good fit into here, which is pretty cool. It'll work out quite nicely. First length of pipe in. Length of pipe in there, got a weird kind of kick up in this area, so there's obviously a high spot which looks like it's right in the middle of the camera there. So I'll go and dig that out a little bit. Okay, so the fall issue is now resolved. Contact all the way down. Good fall. Time for a bit of backfill in this one. Let's get this pipe pinned into place. So as the day comes to an end, it's 5 o'clock, so we've got a couple of hours before it gets dark. But yeah, this is obviously pipes in, backfilled and tamped around the pipe to hold in position. Just tamped with the end of the shovel. So what I'm going to do now, fire up the excavator, and we'll get this properly backfilled, and then do a bit of a tidy up of this area and see how we go. A lot of work. It's taken a full day, and obviously still not quite finished yet. Let's get this backfill started. This is it, backfilled, tracked over it half a dozen times now. Still need to do a bit of a tidy up with this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'll wait until I've actually put the same drainage system in over near the storage area number 2, because I'm just not sure what I'll be doing and how much dirt I'll have spare, and I might end up dumping a whole heap of it over the edge here, but we'll just work that out later. But that's fine for now, that'll work. Pretty happy with how this has turned out now. One last thing to do is drop the grate in. Right, so what we've got here, just to sort of help with the water flow a little bit, obviously the gravel there is generally lower than the soil here, so anything that comes down from the hill up there should filter through and hit the gravel. As it runs down this side here, it should flow over and actually start flowing in through the surface grate. I expect this area here, once it's settled down a bit, I'll pull some of that dirt down and we'll kind of make this area higher so that any water that does come in doesn't actually pool in that area. And yeah, so the aggie pipe underneath all the gravel, protected with a geofab member, with a geofab membrane, and then yeah, solid pipe underground, got a good slope on it, good grade on it, heading straight out. That'll drain over there. What I want that to do eventually is actually drain off to the left rather than off to the right, because when it heads off to the right it actually then starts to pretty quickly hit the access road. So if I do it off to the left, it'll be a fair bit more distance before it hits the access road. And in the future I do want to put drainage down either side of the access road, just so we get less water on there. So I think we can call this project for today complete. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you learned something. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, suggestions, improvements, let me know in the comments section below, because I am going to be doing another one in the future in this area here. Yeah, thanks for watching wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you on the next one.